Hello everyone, Flash Notion, back for another reaction to Star vs. the Forces of Evil! Yay! I'm actually really eager to get to watching this right now. I got some stuff in my head that I don't want to think about, and therefore I need a distraction, and this is as good as I can get. Thinking about an entirely different show. So, last time, we failed to get Glossaric back, and we had some weird stuff going on with Marco and Hekapoo, and we had some, negative, so to speak, foreshadowing regarding Star. So, cool. I don't know how much we're going to be pushing that. I'm trying not to look at the summaries for the episodes. Alright, so we have Math Magic, and the only thing from the summary is that it's Skolnick teaching math. I don't know what all that will entail, but apparently Star's going to probably be bored again and is going to try and liven things up. If we continue onward, downward, we have the Bounce Lounge, which we've been there before, right? Back in Season 1, it's that lumpy space-looking place. And then, we've had it mentioned a few times here and there since then, so I guess we'll be going back there. Why not? Crystal Clear. Well, there was that one, crystal generating guy that was on the council. And I think we're dealing with the council more since we had Hekapoo. So, maybe he'll come back up, or maybe it's something else entirely with, different crystals. And The Hard Way. That's such an ominous title that I automatically don't think it's actually going to be in, a serious episode. I feel like that one... I feel like that's a red herring. It might still be, but, I feel like that's a red herring, and it's just going to be another silly episode. Honestly, the first of these, Math Magic is the one that has, the least serious title, in terms of, continuity-wise, so therefore I'm automatically sensing that something's going to happen with this first chapter. Other than that, though, I don't know if there's going to be any major continuity stuff. Be nice, but maybe not, since last time was more continuity-heavy, so... We'll see, though. We will see. Anyway, let's get into it. Is it just my anxiety, or is all the fucking cars louder today than usual? Anyway, let's get started. Starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Didn't work. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, back on YouTube. Well, that was a very interesting set. So the first one was weird. We got to meet Omnitraxus Prime. Right, I'm now looking at the summaries, so his name is in there. Yeah, he's an interesting kind of guy. Just very busy, I guess, and the idea that this is bringing in a proper multiverse. Okay, so I don't get the opportunity to talk about this often enough in my reactions to stuff, but I love multiverse concepts. And there are actually 3 different types of multiverse, which can all coexist simultaneously. So, the lowest tier is a dimensional multiverse. Dimensional multiverses are... Well, basically, we all know how supposedly our universe sprung into being from the Big Bang, right? We don't know the whole truth of what happened back then, But that is, as far as we know, the most accurate representation of the beginning of our universe. The dimensional multiverse is what happens when there are other... Like, after the Big Bang... Okay. After the Big Bang, there was a stage where everything was just expanding, and it was hot soup, and there was no real definition to the universe. The idea is that the universe that we see today is just one bubble in an endless sea, soup, whatever, of potential reality. And there are other bubbles spawning into existence that have different, like, laws of physics and stuff. If you want to compare this to anything, so far, this is what the multiverse of Doctor Strange in the MCU looks like. Just all these different worlds that have weird rules and laws of physics and whatnot. Some of them are really close to our own, like the Mirrorverse, and others are a lot more messed up. Like the Dark Dimension did not have time until Doctor Strange went there. So, like, yeah, that's weird. That type of multiverse actually doesn't show up all that often. Most of the time, it tends to be the other three types. Or the other two types, I mean. So the second type is parallel timelines. Parallel timelines are what you see most often in media, because basically every time travel story does this. It's just, you have the original timeline, and then it's constantly branching. Every time there's a choice, every time something could potentially go a different way, every moment of chance creates an alternate branch where things just went a little bit differently and it resulted in crazy different things in the future. It's worth noting that every branch timeline universe would have its own dimensional multiverse inside of it. So, there is that. And, you know what? I really do enjoy those kind of stories as well. You see this a lot more often in cartoons, and it feels like that's kind of similar to what's happening here. Basically every time travel story, every story where a protagonist meets an alternate version of themselves is usually this kind of story, this kind of multiverse. The third type of multiverse is a lot harder to describe. I don't really have a fancy name to give it, but essentially it goes beyond just here's a different timeline. It's actually a different point of origin entirely. There may be similarities to the universe that you know, but the events do not have to play out the same. The characters are not actually the same, but with a slight twist on them. They are completely separate entities. If you look at franchises like, Marvel or DC or Transformers, every time that there's a major continuity error or whatnot, and the writers just give up and say, nope, that was in a different universe, this third type of multiverse is essentially what they have just created. In essence, if you imagine it like... Okay, imagine a tree. Inside the tree, there are the little channels that draw water and nutrients up through it. Alright? That tree represents a dimensional multiverse. The branches on the top of the tree represent the alternate timeline multiverse. Now picture that tree being inside of an entire forest, and you get the third type of multiverse. And so, yeah, it's just really, really interesting to think about. It seems like we're going with a Type 2 multiverse there, not Type 3. Type 3 is usually reserved for, like, Rick and Morty or crossover type stuff, or, Elseworld stories, or, just like DC Marvel type stuff when they want to do really weird things. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's probably not what we're going to go with here. But yeah, so that first one was really interesting. I really did like it. The fucking math problem certainly was interesting. It would have been better if they had made it so that the math problem was actually solvable to the audience. Like, that might have made Star look like an idiot to some people, but she kind of is. And also, I would have personally liked to actually be able to look at the board and be like, well, here's what Star should be needing to do to find the answer, even if I personally don't know what the answer is. They're saying find the circumference, and it's like, well, what is it the circumference of? Are we talking a circle, an ellipse? Like, what's going on here? Yeah. Okay, 17B, the Bounce Lounge. That one was, like, kind of whatever. I mean, like, it was fine. I was glad to see Kelly again. She has a cute design, but, like, she didn't really do much, and the rest of it was not really all that interesting, honestly. I feel like they could have played it straighter as far as a, like, acceptance of things passing story and things changing story. Going more into the 5 stages of grief. And you know what? If they had done that, it might have played better into the series overall. Because this is a series in which things do change a lot, surprisingly enough. So, like, if we had... Oh, jeez. I am so sorry. If we had gone into that more, I feel like that would have been a better episode. But as it is, it's just kind of meh. Crystal Clear with Romulus. Yeah, that one was pretty neat, actually. So we got basically just straight up confirmation that Ludo's wand and the cleaving is what is causing magic to be going sideways. For whatever reason. The fact that the High Council don't seem to actually know about or understand that or something is very distressing, especially given what happens in the next one. Romulus is an idiot who should not have as much power and authority as he does have. And I am going to go back now that I think about it and actually look, because I swear to God I saw Eclipsa in one of those crystals. Okay, we're almost there. Come on. Come on. We've seen a lot of monsters. Yeah, that's Eclipsa. I'm fairly certain it looks exactly like her. What the fuck? So Eclipsa's not dead. I kind of thought she was because, old, but, like, she's just imprisoned. And the way that Romulus has been with, like, imprisoning innocent people, I don't know if Eclipsa's... Like, I had that theory, I think, last time. Might have been the time before that Eclipsa's not actually as bad as everybody says she is. Like, I had that theory that she'd been demonized. And, like, looking at it here, her eyes don't necessarily look upset at being imprisoned in Crystal. Like, everybody else looks, like, super angry and upset. But Eclipsa just looks like she's accepting of her fate. We're not close up on her, but, like, goddamn. I'm sticking with that theory right now. Like, I genuinely don't know. I think it's a cool idea, though. And I kind of want it to be true. So, I'm sticking with it. That's my theory. Eclipsa was a rebel, but she wasn't bad. And she's been demonized by history. She used dark magic, but she wasn't evil. So, we'll see how that goes. I mean, hell, Stars dated Tom. How is that not raising everybody's alarm bells? Actually, now that I think about it. So, but anyways, so yeah, that's interesting. Eclipsa could come back into the series in the present day, and I feel like that would be very, very cool. But it was the last one that was obviously the most game-changing because, well, yeah, Ludo's learning how to use the wand through Glossaric, but in the end it turns out to not matter because, well, Toffee just possesses him. So, that will be something in the future. I don't know how many episodes are left in this season, but regardless, it's a great little thing to have happen there. And total confirmation that Toffee was in the wand, as if we didn't already know that. Now we know. It's been explicitly confirmed. This is because of Toffee. And, yeah, I look forward to seeing where they actually take this. But for now, especially because I keep doing that, that's going to have to be it. I mean, I've talked long enough. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'll see everybody next time. Till then. Bye-bye. Yeah. Okay, it's quiet enough. Bye.